Hello, one and all, and welcome back to my channel. I am Squandered Octopus, and if you don't know who I am, then hey, I'm Aaron. What's up? Nice to meet you. Today we're going to be talking about the video game Stray. But first, I just want to thank you for clicking on my video. It means the world to me, and if you end up liking it, consider hitting that like button and maybe even subscribing to see more of my stuff. I'm trying to upload as often as humanly possible. It really does help the channel out a ton, and my undying love goes out to all of you out there. So Stray is a new video game developed by Blue 12 Studios and published by Annapurna Interactive, and it follows the titular Stray cat. You get to play as the cat, which is super awesome. From the trailers, had me excited, and I'll just say that the game didn't disappoint. It was really fun to be a cat. It was really fun to be a stray cat. They managed to tell a really engaging and thoughtful narrative. They managed to make fun gameplay and puzzles. They managed to do pretty much everything that I expected out of this game. I do really wish that it was a full release. I actually wish it was a little longer. I wish that I got to spend more time in the game as the cat. That being said, the game does have a lot of stuff to do. There's, I think, 3 or 4 hub areas where you get to go around and meet new people. There are collectibles. There are things that you can bring to other characters to have them, say, play music or...
Over 180,000 of Redacted to choose from. Redacted is the leading provider of Redacted. This episode was made possible by Redacted. They have audio abolition of private property. This is the worst place for you who are horrified at our intending to do away with private property Redacted, but the best for audio Redacted, and I cannot redacted it enough. Visit www.redacted.com for 1,000 free Redacted.
Trade in for items that you need to complete another quest. All of the hub worlds felt really fleshed out in the universe. All of the people, which aren't actually people, they're actually these androids, these humanoid robots with computer faces that kind of show their expression in very simplistic ways with sad, happy faces or, things of that sort. As far as how it feels to play, it's absolutely delightful. You get to walk around as the cat, you get to rub against people's legs, you get to scratch on carpets and walls, and they even add on to that where you can scratch on things, say you can scratch on some blinds, and the blinds will pop up, and now you have an alternate exit to that area. Now, with that being said, I wouldn't say that the game is necessarily difficult. I actually fall on the spectrum of it being a little too easy. I actually wish that some of those hidden things, some of those puzzles were a little more obtuse and a little more harder to find. I think that ends up being good design because the things that I wondered if it would work, worked. But it's also a little diminished because you can see the interaction icon on the item, on the object. I would say even the most complex puzzles are on the easy side for a puzzle game. So is this a game for children? Definitely not, because the story, which I think is really, really good and really engaging and thoughtful and kind of heartbreaking at times, is not for children at all. I actually had my 4-year-old sit next to me and finish the game with me, and we figured the puzzles out together, and then I handed her the controller, and she kind of did the inputs. No spoilers or anything, but something pretty heavy happens. I didn't expect that. I really just thought that I could get her to sit down and play this cute game where you play as a cat, which she was instantly drawn into. But having to explain this extremely heavy thing that happened in the story was unexpected and meant a lot to me. But boy, oh boy, she did not understand it, and it didn't go down too well. So it's definitely not a kid's game, but the puzzles are extremely easy, and it is appealing to play as a cat. So tread lightly there. It's also, just as far as performance goes, it ran very well. There were no bugs. There was no point where I couldn't jump where I needed to, or couldn't figure out how to do something, or got stuck, or somebody... There just weren't any bugs that I could find throughout my playthrough, which, again, wishing it was longer. I'll tell you that my playthrough took about 4.5 hours to complete the game, and I did do a fair share of additional things. Not all, mind you, but I did do a fair share of it, and it turned out to about 4.5 hours. I think one of my highlights is the little buddy that you get, which is based on the name of the studio, Blue 12. They have a little robot that helps the cat, that helps you, and his name is B12. He kind of translates the language that the androids speak to the cat so that we can understand what we need to do and how to help them. It all kind of works really well. I just wish that there was more of it, to be honest. And I wish that the puzzles were a little more complicated for me, because the story really does bring a lot to the table, and what they did with this world, I just want to see more of it. And I'm really hoping for some DLC. I'm really hoping for a sequel. I would have paid $60 for this full release. Currently it's $30 pretty much everywhere. I do think it's free on PlayStation as well. And by God, if you have a PlayStation, please do yourself a favor and play this. It doesn't take it very long. You can play during the afternoon and get this really fun story that gets you. It got me for sure. And I'm really excited to see what this studio does next. And that's it for this episode. Those are my thoughts on Stray. Seriously, everyone, thank you from the bottom of my heart for sticking around. I know YouTube is just crap on top of crap, and you didn't have to click on mine. But I really do appreciate you all. Stay safe, remember you're loved, and I'll see you on the next one.